Why, hello everybody, and welcome back for the possibly final time of today's stream of the Intercollegiate Game Network Spooktown Invitational. Finally got Spooktown right. Nailed it. Only took like 8 hours of streaming across the weekend. Got it first time. It was the first try. I swear it was the first. I don't think it was the last. Okay, I'm just moving on. We've got the finals for you now. We finally closed the gap, annihilated all the teams other than these last two. It's down to University of Texas Dallas to make their rematch and perhaps find a win against the undefeated University of Toronto. I burped. Excuse me.
All right.
University of Toronto. I'm sorry. I forsook your name.
Thank you, Terrain. Very cool.
I
As you
no
were saying, though,
no.
there
Oh,
we have UT Dallas and University of Toronto in the grand finals. They're both in the money. They will be taking home our first and second place prizes, but we have yet to find out which one is going to take what. As a reminder, for first place, to each player on the team, they will be receiving $25 in RP, as well as a Cougar Core EX keyboard, which looks really nice. I was looking at some pictures of it in the break, and it's a really nice keyboard. And for second place, to the losing team of this series, they will still be getting some prizing. They will be receiving $10 of RP each, as well as a Cougar bunker. It's a really nice little stand that you kind of put next to your mouse. Lets you get some nice cable management in there. So either of one of these would be nice to have, but both teams are gonna be they obviously want that first place prizing.
Yeah, definitely going to be on a battle in a hill for University of Texas Dallas. Toronto has been an absolute monster in this tournament. They were the first seed and have shown up big. Yesterday's teams clashed in the winners finals, and it was an absolute stomp in favor of Toronto. It feels like they're barely trying in the games that they've played, but they've just been so big. And maybe University of Texas Dallas has taken some time to prepare for these new opponents. Hopefully, overnight they've thought about it, thought about how they lost the last game yesterday, and maybe have something prepared to take into this draft to perhaps find an answer to this monster of a lineup.
Yeah, they had the matchup yesterday. Today is the rematch, like you said. Hope they found some adaptations overnight that might be able to give them a fighting chance in this grand final series. And as a reminder, because of how our tournament is laid out, the winner side advantage of grand finals is starting this best of 3 up 1-0 in the series, rather than having an opportunity to lose a best of 3, because that would take a really long time. So University of Toronto needs to only take one game in our grand final series to be our champions, whereas UT Dallas has to take 2 if they want to walk home with our first place.
Now we are just waiting on one player from Toronto. Is the jungler, the name that shook the audiences yesterday, Dong in a Thong, pulled out the Graves to great success in the previous games, as well as I think he had something special in that last game that was played as Texas was the team to pull the Graves out. This game, though, could pan out differently, especially if Dong in a Thong just, doesn't show up.
Yeah, that would I can't say that would bode well for University of Toronto if they did not have a member of their team. Hopefully we'll be able to get them in the lobby very soon. Otherwise, it might be a bit stuck. Might be a bit of a weird situation there.
Yeah, it's not good to be a little late like this. They could just be knocked a little bit off the side, losing focus a little bit on the game. Being said, he could show up. We will have it ready soon enough. I believe draft was already finished though in the pro draft, so we're
Mhm.
just waiting on him to actually show up, and we'll have the game start as soon as we get him in.
Do they do draft without a member of their team?
Yes.
Is that what happened? Is
Yep.
maybe just pick their juggler and said, "All right, you're playing this. You show up late to the tournament match. You're just gonna get what we picked for you."
Yeah, I mean, it's a punishment. Normally in these situations, the player would use or the team would lose a ban when they can't field a player on time. That isn't the case here, so we've already done draft.
Mhm.
We're still just waiting on him to join up. I'd love to know what the picks are at this point so we could actually take this extra time to talk about something really productive about this match. But oh oh I
Oh,
see oh
oh, there it
oh
is.
the pro draft. Okay, we're just going to talk about the draft phase right now because we can. It will it will occupy the time while we wait for Dong and Thong. You guys
Mhm.
can't see it right now, but we will walk you through how this one went. The blue side, I believe, was Toronto. They banned out Lilia, Yone, and Jace to start, whereas the red squad of University of Texas Dallas took out some AD carries in Caitlyn and Ezreal and also banned out the Nidalee from Donganathong.
Ended up for the first round. Blue side picking Graves as the first pick. The rest of the first round followed as Camille and Leona. For the red side, UT Dallas, they've locked in Samira, Galio, Volibear as their first three picks. Strong AD carry, as well as securing that mid lane, or perhaps I don't know.
Now, when it comes to the second phase of picks and bans, the mid lane was left up for University of Toronto. So Akali and Twisted Fate were taken off the table, whereas the support picks were removed from Dallas. There goes Thresh and Nautilus. And for the last picks, I like what Toronto drafted. They actually picked up a Vayne, which is not something that always works out in these games. Sometimes it can run into a lot of struggles if it gets set behind early, but when you have three tanks on the opposing team, Gragas may build AP to offer some more damage. But when you have those champions on the opposing team, Vayne can be super useful in kiting them around, dealing damage with their percent max health over time, and be able to just absolutely slam an opposing matchup. On the red side, they draft Samir and Galio, which is a whole nother story.
I was reading the picks the wrong way. The two picks on the red side that I didn't call out were Gragas and Lucian, who were picked up. So the full team lineup for UT Dallas: Samira, Galio, Volibear, Gragas, Lucian. For University of Toronto, we have Graves, Camille, Leona, Mordekaiser, and Vayne. So a few bit unorthodox picks being brought up here. We have what looks to be a Mordekaiser in the middle lane for University of Toronto, and something in support for UT Dallas that I honestly couldn't tell you what it's going to be.
Dallas's support. Uh, that is an interesting way to go about this. I would probably bet on the Galio being the support champion,
Mm-hmm.
as it has the most reliable CC out of all those picks. Gragas is also an option, but I don't see Galio or Volibear all that much in the jungle. Volibear's likely top, Galio support, Gragas
Mm-hmm.
in the jungle, with Lucian mid and Samira AD carry. We've got Dong and a Thong in the lobby now, so we're going to be starting it up right here. But just to touch on some of the last picks, since we are still in this discussion state, and even then we have to go through pick ban regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Graves into Gragas, a pretty standard matchup. But Dongathong did like to play it yesterday. He could pull it out again if need be. Champion is super aggressive and able to play to the strengths of an aggressive roster. Camille as well is super good for making early plays. She has such a long gap close that she can really just catch people off guards and absolutely annihilate them in lane.
Yeah, and against a team with 280 carries drafted, that Camille is going to be extra valuable because you can just use the hook shot, that extremely long gap close that you mentioned, and you have two prime targets for the Hextech Ultimatum. You can drop the cage on them, knock away all their teammates, say, you're taking this 1v1 with me. And one of those two damage dealers is going to be in quite the pickle.
Yeah, I'm really thinking that this game could go either way. I don't think that the Vayne is going to have that much trouble in this lane. The Condemn can knock away the Galio very easily to make sure that taunt can't be played with. And I do so far like how the draft of UT Dallas went. I think that Toronto still has a very strong comp. I think they have two champions that can pick their 1v1s, separate someone from the opposing team, and make sure that they can't live through it. I think both these teams are strong, but I would still have to give an edge over to Toronto solely because of how they've performed in this tournament thus far.
Yeah, they've been just absolutely dominant. And, that obviously shows as they are our winners side residents in here in the grand finals. They've got a whole lot of tools to just dismantle UT Dallas. The Camille, the Mordekaiser that will just take someone from UT Dallas and put them in the 1v1. They have two champions. They can just isolate somebody in UT Dallas in a 1v1 and let the Vayne just kind of run around, tumble around, doing whatever she wants to without a couple of those members interfering.
Yeah, I do think that the Vayne should have a pretty large impact if she can survive the game. I think that she's pretty decent into the Galio, but I can't really say the same about the Samira,
Mhm.
especially since she can also block the Condemn with her W and
Mhm.
allow the Galio to get in to get that taunt. If both these laners go in together, then that Vayne could get instantly annihilated.
Yeah, that's definitely something we're gonna have to watch out for. They have a lot of ways to get on the vein, and if they do get on the vein, that's a lot of the tank busting power of University of Toronto down until the late game where Camille has most of her Q damage as true damage. She isn't super good at annihilating these tanks when they get some resistances. She will scale up to that point, but it takes a little bit as you need items, you need levels in the queue, you need to be able to have that true damage. And take out the vein, that's a big part of that gone.
I'm liking how this game could pan out. I think I'm really certain that University of Toronto has the advantage based on how they've played, but I do think Dallas does have a chance. They've showed up against other teams in the tournament, and their comp isn't all that bad. They've got reliable engage, they got split damage, albeit mostly in attack damage, and they have pretty decent lane matchups as well. Bot lane can win, mid lane Lucian just doesn't lose lane usually, unless he just gets outperformed individually. And in the jungle, I do think Dong and the Thong should get away with a lead, but I don't think it will be a sizable lead. And top, I think Volibear is actually pretty decent at trading into the Camille, at least early on.
Mm-hmm. Volibear kind of needs. Volibear's trading pattern is a bit odd because it's really reliant on the E. You call down the lightning from the sky, and what that ability does really affects how Volibear is comfortable trading. If you land that ability, it does a lot of damage. You get a shield, and if it hits, then you can take short trades. That's fine. You can just Q for the stun, land the lightning, W, you're all right. If it doesn't, Volibear really needs to be going for these extended fights where you can W someone multiple times if he wants to have any sort of favorable trades. Camille is going to have to try and avoid those lightning strikes from the sky because she can just, Q in, or Ian rather, Q him, run out. If she can avoid the lightning strike, she can get some really favorable trades for herself. As she just stuns them, runs out, quick trades like that, in and out.
Okay, I think we've talked about this draft quite a bit,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to ask you the big question.
All right.
Who's going to win? Gallia with Exhaust or Leona with Ignite?
Well, one of these summoners does damage. Therefore, Leona, no.
Wait. But they have Flash on D. That's illegal in like at
No,
least
that's
8
correct.
states.
No, that's correct.
What?
Yeah, no, you know, F for Flash is some propaganda.
Propaganda? I think Delash is propaganda as well, though. Medio spreading lies
Is
early on, but then switching up his position on the statement. I don't
it,
think that Leona can't possibly win if she has
it
Flash on D. It
it's
can't
D,
happen.
it's D for dang, I gotta get out of here.
It's D for dumb. Oh my god.
Oh, we gotta pause.
Yeah, pause
Right.
immediately, but we're not actually in game yet on the stream, so don't worry about it all that much.
Yeah. Suppose someone did not connect. So, assuming that is the case, we'll be hopefully getting in the game shortly once everyone is connected, once everyone's in. We get to see summoner spells and runes. And we got an Ignite Graves for Dong and a Thong.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything about it because I didn't want to, but now that you say it, it's good for aggressive play. You pick
Mm-hmm.
it if you're confident, you pick it if you want to just completely carry the game and kill everything. I think that can entirely happen just due to how Dong and Thong has performed previously. That being said, he could just show up to gank 30 minutes late like he did this game. So I don't really know if that's going to happen. I think he's got the brain big enough to make the ganks happen when he has the ignite, but we'll see because his Leona has flash on D, which is just entirely illegal. Same for
Brain.
same for Vayne, which is even more illegal.
Graves with Ignite though is gonna be definitely having the advantage if the junglers do end up finding each other during their clears. Having that extra true damage is definitely gonna give him the edge in the 1v1. Gragas doesn't want to be taking those 1v1s really at any point in the game unless he gets very far ahead.
We are finally heading into game for the first match of the finals here of the Intercollegiate Game Network Spooktown Invitational. I want to clarify that if Toronto get this game win, they will win the tournament. We are playing with a winner's 1-game advantage in a best of 3. So they will, if they win this game, that will put them on 2-game wins in the best of 3. If they lose though, Dallas has forced it to the game 3 in the deciding match. There will be a 50-50 between which team can finish it off.
University of Toronto is on tournament point. Oh.
They're cheesing. They're cheesing Dong and a Thong. That's what you get for being late. They all taunt him with some emotes, and they are able to get the first blood thanks to a sneaky taunt there by Tree Kangar.
And first blood on Dilution means that he gets to rock up to lane with an extra potion and an extra long sword in the inventory. So, getting that first blood gold onto a champion that's already going to be winning lane, already going to be bullying, is just that much more valuable.
I can see. I could hear messages in chat about that. I could just hear the little.
Dog and a Dog might be regretting the choice of Ignite on that one, although I'm not entirely sure Flash would have gotten him out of that situation in the first place.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to proc face rush when all you got is like 0.7 attack speed and maybe an E.
Yep. He'd
Oh,
already
Another play looking to happen in the bot side, but not going to pan out. Volibear showing why this champion can trade so well in those extended fights. Racks up some extra damage after 5 auto attacks. He is able to just kind of auto attack the minions to trade with his opponent, get free 20 damage dealt throughout the lane without actually having a targeted champion. Dong and Thong, though, going for the level 2 gank. Already took one thing, going to get ignited up, should get knocked down without burning a summoner. Not expecting the early cheesy play there from Dong and Thong, but a nice aggressive play to get a kill back for that team.
Yeah, Dong and Thong was a little bit heated, it seems, after that first death. He's, oh, you taking my life for first blood, you're playing aggressive. I'm coming up there, I'm getting one back. He strikes the first gank of the game at level 2, gets some money in his pockets, but the bottom lane of UT Dallas is in his jungle. Gonna spot him out, but gonna get out of there before that invade goes on any longer.
Yeah. Should just be nice, safe play here, likely from University of Texas, Dallas. Except for the mid lane. Good Sir should be playing this lane properly aggressive. Lucian having such good trading in lane, especially with the ease of proccing press the attack. Should just be able to bully out, especially a melee lane opponent like the Mordekaiser. And sure, you'll get the shield every now and then, but it's not going to cancel out every single trade.
It's just gonna, be a bit of damage reduced. Tree Kengar taking a lot of damage though.
And true damage able to burn through that. Tree Kengar going a little bit far again, but there's the flash forward, gets exhausted. The Ignite is going to take down Tree Kengar, but the Samir is looking to find this kill back, is able to find it. Pufu does have a reset on that E now, and should be able to just eat the minion and get himself out of there, winning out the trade in the bot lane.
Yeah, it's a kill on the Samira for a kill on the Leona, worth every day of the week. Lunarly barely not able to follow or to finish off the Camille there. Takes another turret shot.
Wow.
Down.
What a small mistake right there. I could hear the question mark pings now. Or actually, no, that was just messages. I don't know what it was exactly, probably question marks, but a little bit of a overplay there from the Volibear. Taking the turret shot is a very troublesome occurrence, and especially burning the flash without your TP up. He's going to fall behind in minions for a little while. He is not going to be able to punish this Camille getting this early back.
Not gonna be able to punish it. Camille's just gonna be able to get that kill, get the teleport back out. Now having a call in the inventory, gonna be stacking up for later, stacking that money. We got something going on in the mid lane though.
Gank in the mid lane, the smoke screen can CC up Good Sir, but there's no flash on this Graves. The full combo lands from Yu Jung, but the flash in with the Ignite should net the kill over the Good Sir. It will. Now the Leona is joining the fight. Lucian still here to offer up some damage, looking to finish off the kill onto the Mordekaiser. It is going to be traded over as Yu Jung follows. Good Sir is now a tricky spot. Zenith Blade landing. Not much to get away for Good Sir. He wants to just get the kill over to the Camille, but Leona walks up with her W and takes the kill away from the top laner.
Gonna force the TP out. You're gonna make Mordekaiser go top to catch that wave. At the end of the day, it was a 2-for-2 in the extended play. 2 kills over to both teams. But Good Sir getting the lion's share of them as he picked up 2 kills for himself. Now Lunarly is in trouble in the 2v1.
He's got to run away, doesn't have flash for himself, but actually finds himself in a 1v1 now as Mordekaiser hit his level 6, does have the ultimate, but Mordekaiser is in a bit of trouble, has the shield, heals himself back up a bit, and the ultimate runs out for Dong and the Thong to help out and secure that kill. Red team looks to make a play on the bot side of the map, possibly looking for Lil Frosty or even a dragon as an answer for the top lane play.
Not gonna find any kills, but a dragon is on their radar, so Yu Jung and Good Sir are gonna be picking that up for themselves. Cloud Drake gonna be nice to have. They don't have a whole lot of champions that some of these champions they won't benefit as much. Lucian having the culling up isn't incredibly impactful, but for someone like Galio, for someone like Gragas, that ultimate cooldown reduction is going to mean a lot, even if it is just 10%.
Lucian is closing in on his first item, Spike, as the tier to stack up. Lucian offering a ton of damage with that item. Now looking to get the culling down onto Lil Frosty, isn't able to get all of it down before he gets ulted up. Good Sir finding the kill already, but answered back already. He's Constant looking to find his hook shot away, but Dongathong has now joined the fight, as well as Ryan the Kid, the Condemned, down to secure the kill for Dongathong, as Tree Kengar has to run his life away. He does not have flash, and Dongathong picks up 2 more kills.
Double kill, ending up with a 2-4-1, I believe, as Lil Frosty was the only casualty there for University of Toronto. Dongathong, like you said, picking up 2 kills for themselves, catapulting the Graves to 4-2 this stage of the game. They're looking for a play onto Lunarly. This could be a 3v1 very soon, but they're going to peel off. Look for you.
They do find the CC and the damage onto Yu Jung. He has to use his stopwatch, and he's going to get knocked down, but Good Sir is now in the fight, gets stunned up. The taunt is here for Tree Kengar, though, with a Volley Bear on the backside. All of these blue team health bars are low, and a double kill goes over to the support of UT Dallas. Literally looking for the third one, finding the kill onto Dong into Thong. Def Ref should fall very soon here. Good Sir has the damage down, gets the dash over the wall, is knocked pretty low though. He's going to be left alone by his support and taken out. Pufu now the last man to fight him off, but look at that passive damage from Mordekaiser, killing through the Inferno trigger. Lunarly joining the fight now, finally getting onto Def Ref. Hopefully getting this kill for UT Dallas, but this Mordekaiser is unkillable. Tree Kengar getting knocked low, but finally Yu Jung joins the fight again and is able to secure the kill.
What in the world? Def Ref was just sitting there for an eternity, just beating up on all the members of UT Dallas, killing both of the AD carries in that fight before eventually falling down to the stragglers who came up and cleaned up that kill. Constant now is in danger as Yu Jung is coming into the game.
Yu Jung does get the hook shot canceled out. The flash is used. Actually, the hook shot wasn't used earlier, but the stun is here for Volley Bear to cancel it out. The easy, clean micro dive, honestly. Get the kill over to Yu Jung, gives a kill for that jungler. Now Lil Frosty in a difficult place. Good Sir behind him, but Dong and a Thong is here to find the damage back. He is taken very low. Lil Frosty picking up the kill into Good Sir, but Pufu should be able to confirm the kill finally onto the Graves. Zenith Blade landing onto Tree Kengar, the heal to save his life a little bit longer. Inferno trigger to burn down Lil Frosty. Vayne joined the fight now. Pufu not much left to offer, and a double kill over to the Vayne. Lunarly looks to get some turret place to just barely give that gold back towards the red team.
And what even is this game? Both teams are just going absolutely ham, especially University of Toronto is just constantly fighting in UT Dallas's jungle. It's not even going incredibly well for them. They're giving up gold to their opponents at the same time. I don't know what to make of it. There's just action everywhere, all the time on the map. Both teams back and forth, trading advantages. No objectives save for that dragon have gone down. Def Ref in 1v1 with Good Sir.
That calling is going to do a lot of damage to Def Ref. He has the shield, and as soon as that ultimate runs out, it should be the kill over. Yu Jung finds himself the kill onto the Mordekaiser. Well, Good Sir falls. That's the kill going over to Leona. Camille now finds the ultimate onto Yu Jung. Can't body slam out of the Hextech ultimatum. And Dongathong picks up that kill. Gets control over the middle lane.
Mid lane, they're going to get a bunch of plates onto that turret. Ryan the Kid just going to be able to chill down here in the bottom lane as the dive potential isn't quite there from Pufu and Tree Kengar. Don't want to risk a dive when they don't know what Vayne's ultimate is up or not. Lil Frosty now looking to catch the bottom lane in the river with Dongathong.
Can do a solar flare. flare landing. Lunarly is here as well, though. The projectile shall be cancelled out, but the ignite is there to tick down Pufu. But both blue members are low on health. Finally, with some of the carries joining the fight, body slam lands onto Ryan the Kid, and the damage is there. Kill goes to Good Sir Constant on the back line, though. The ultimate from the Volley Bear to help the fight. So much damage from the Mordekaiser, though, as members are walking around with no health for the red team. Yujung has to run, has to use a body slam to get out, but in all, a pretty good trade here for the red squad.
It's just... there's just kills going back and forth on both teams. This score is 20-16 at 12.5 minutes in the game. 36 kills, 12.5 minutes. This game is just at absolute breakneck pace. We've had 3 kills a minute. Scores are just crazy for both teams, and the gold is still really close to even. It's still 1K in the favor of University of Toronto. No turrets have gone down yet. They've just been getting a whole lot of kills, but nothing has been coming of it. Dragon picked up by University of Toronto is going to equalize the score in that. We're going to have the Infernal Rift, but both teams at 1 Dragon means Soul isn't coming anywhere in the near future.
Soul still on a long timer before it gets to being taken. Rift Herald should currently be the play, but Pufu is already knocked super low, and Trey Kangar has to run back as well. The damage is here from Dong and a Thong. The ultimate away from Galio should get his escape. Lunarly in a kind of weird spot. Civil Blast Code himself behind the enemy team can get the flank onto Dong and a Thong. Now so much damage from Volley Bear despite being a tank, but he's caught in a very difficult place and should just be knocked down easy peasy by Vayne and Dong and a Thong. Pufu now ulted up here by the Mordekaiser. You can cancel that ulti with a W, you know, Pufu. Doesn't actually get that down. It's just going to be a simple double kill picked up here for Def Ref underneath the turrets, or in between them rather. Blue team starting to walk away with a pretty big gold lead as they get their first turret in top and bot.
Oh, you know how a minute and a half ago I was saying that there are all these kills going down with no real repercussions on objectives? Immediately after I say that, University of Toronto takes the tier 1 in both top and bottom lane with all 5 turret plates on it. So we had almost parity. It was a 1K gold lead for University of Toronto a minute and a half ago, and they have now catapulted that up to 5,000 gold off of those kills and these subsequent turrets. And they just blew the game absolutely open in a drop of a hat.
This Mordekaiser is so unbelievably scary. I know Doggathong has had so much pressure everywhere and he has so much damage on the Graves, but the Mordekaiser is just walking over absolutely everybody. The Samira cannot do anything in this game right now. And on top of that, when your Mordekaiser can kill your biggest threat as the Lucian solo and without all that much of an issue, you've got a problem if you're if you're Dallas. You've got a big issue with the Mordekaiser this big. Now a play could be made. The flash body slam not quite going to land. Vayne knocked into a very weird place. Low on health, had to burn the flash. Pufu now looking to get on out of there. Doesn't have any sort of bullet negation. Dongathong finding the kill as Good Sir overextends a little bit with his dash. He gets knocked down as well by the Vayne. Rift Herald summoned in the mid lane looking to kill off this last outer turret and perhaps look up to open up the mid lane, taking out the inner turret with the Rift Herald as well.
6,000 gold, the lead now. Make that 7,000 for University of Toronto. Literally stuck in the 1v1 Death Realm is available. That's just not even close. And it seems your prediction before the game was spot on. University of Toronto were looking, when I first started seeing them play at the beginning of this game, I was thinking, all right, it's kind of weird. They're making a whole lot of plays, but it's going kind of even for both teams. And suddenly, they're just making everything happen. UT Dallas is going to try to make something happen for them in the bottom lane, but see if it gets anywhere.
Oh my lord. Dong in a Thong has so much damage on that Graves, 9 kills under his belt, and man, it's really showing up. He may not have had his ulti to take on to Lucian, but he is still able to get 80% of that health bar immediately. And Lucian with these with these 2 items should be doing tons of damage. And yeah, sure, he can offer that damage, but when you're getting out-traded by a single Graves auto in 1 Q that only half hits, that's an issue. Another issue.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a real problem. Dog the Thong didn't have the collateral damage or the ignite, either of which would have killed Good Sir if those were available.
Yeah, Mordekaiser put just up a stinger to make his fights even more one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, this Mordekaiser first bought the Seeker's Arm Guard, which is a fantastic value item, first of all. 1100 gold for a lot of AP, a lot of armor. Great item. Rush that first against Lucian. After that point, he's just been able to dominate every other champion on the side of UT Dallas in the 1v1. It hasn't even been close. Gets the Leandre's Torment and a Stinger to boot. This Mordekaiser is a weapon. It's just going to be walking at them, going to be swinging that mace. There isn't a single champion that can hope to face this guy down.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Dallas can really answer these carries from Toronto. All of them are putting in so much work and winning their individual matchups. And while there were answers earlier in the game from Dallas, it's not looking as good for them. Now 2 players getting onto Good Sir, finding so much damage immediately, but the taunt should land. It isn't actually channeled all the way. The calling to help get the damage down. Now Graves to run away for his dear life. And a little bit of a heal, but Yu Jung going to chase that down, find the explosive cask, secure that second kill. Dallas finding some kills for themselves. Now Lil Frosty in a difficult place should just take the blast cone out of there. Tree Kengar getting behind Ryan the Kid with Inferno Trigger burning down that Bane. Not enough to secure the kill though. About 200 health. Lunarly is behind, finds the W, finds the kill. Yu Jung able to join the fight as well. The damage is here. Lil Frosty taken down low. There's the kill over to the Volley Bear, but Def Ref is in the fight. Constant 3 joining as well. Tree Kengar to follow to the Mordekaiser. The 1v1 doesn't work out if you're a support who's pushing up the mid lane, but a turret should fall bot to help get some sort of objective and gold back for University of Texas Dallas.
How am I supposed to keep up with all the things that were going on? That fight in the bottom lane took out Constant and Dog in a Thong. Constant able to just respawn, TP to the mid lane fight. Didn't end up being necessary there, but just show you how long that play on both sides of the map took. There's fight on both fronts. Somehow, I was looking at the mid lane fight. We saw Ryan the Kid get caught. I thought, oh, that Bane is dead for sure. Somehow managed to get the kill onto Pufu. Turned it around a little bit. And Constant now surrounded by 4 members of the red team. Soon to be 5.
Yeah, it's a pick for Baron though, as that's the play from Toronto. Yeah, Constant falls, but the rest of the members of the blue team were up top. The Smite as well up there. Def Rep to take away the jungler most likely, or just annihilate the AD carry. Pufu getting destroyed, calling to finish off the kill onto the Mordekaiser, but Baron is secured onto 3 members of Toronto.
They got the Baron. They ended up losing 2. Camille would have definitely wanted to have that, but you know, giving that up for the Baron buff is alright because Toronto can just group mid lane, force it down with the Baron buff. The wave clear from UT Dallas is alright, but not fantastic, so when the Baron minions are coming up, they might have a bit of a difficulty dealing with that. At this point, University of Toronto can just force a fight. Doesn't really matter where, preferably mid lane or bottom lane for maximum effect. They just force a fight. They have an obscene gold lead at this point. 8,000 at 20 minutes is colossal. They have Baron buff for a little more. They just need one good engagement to close out the game.
one good engagement, and they've been finding a lot of engagements. Not all of them have been super successful, but they are finding things. Goodsir now looking to punish a little bit. Lucian's starting to rack up his damage, has the finish Muramana, and is on the Essence Reaver with 45% crit chance. He's going to start hitting very, very hard in these fights. And at this point, the Mordekaiser might start to be a little scared of that champion. The damage is there to melt down a semi-tank. Dong and Thong looking to get a little too aggressive, though, locked up due to good positioning here for Dallas. The lockdown is on to the Volley Bear, but that's a tanky player. Not so tanky when you got true damage. Yu Jung falling down as well. Now Tree Kengar stuck in a difficult place. The taunt not going to be able to get himself out. Ryan the Kid had a triple kill looking for some more, but the Death Realm is going to take away the 280 carries of Dallas, and with that, 2 kills onto the Mordekaiser, 3 kills to the Bane, multiple minion waves pushed into this base. Toronto is going to take everything away from Dallas.
Take everything, take the bottom side, take the mid portion of the base. Respawn timers are coming up, so we'll have to see if they stick for the end or if they decide to just peel off, grab that Infernal Drake, which will be the call. So just go, reset, grab that Drake on the way out because they know there's no point in overstaying just to try to end it that much faster. We can back out, get this Drake for more stats, spend your money for more stats, come back, rinse, repeat in the game here in the next couple of minutes.
Big stuff in the mid lane team fight. The Bane at that 3-item spike is going to be dealing out a bunch of damage. Mind the Kid finding all the true damage onto the tanks in that fight and able to get himself that triple kill. It's absolutely crucial for the team pushing in the rest of the base. Little pick here from Yu Jung isn't going to work out in his favor, playing a little too aggressive as Graves picks up the kill yet again, has the damage, plenty of damage. That's an opening for the rest of Toronto to push into the base and look to close out the game. The Flash Zenith Blade on to Galio, finds the lockdown a little bit, but not enough to secure the kill. That is a tanky member. Graves a little too far up. Dongathong knocked down by Goodsir. Pufu with the Inferno Trigger has to walk back. The Bane damage is absolutely massive. 2 shots onto Pufu, nets Ryan the Kid the kill. Now onto the Nexus turrets, one about to fall, soon to be the second. The rest of Dallas is stuck in their fountain. They have some damage, but not enough to defend the base. The fight is here. Constant's going to be taken out by Goodsir to start out. Tree Gang taken out as well, and the rest of Dallas is left to suffer. They're low on health, low on damage. They don't have as much as this absolutely massive Bane, and the Mordekaiser as well still up. Goodsir, the last man to fall, and with that triple kill, Toronto will finish off this game and look to be your Spooktown Invitational champions.
They will take the crown in dominating fashion. 25 minutes, up 13,000 gold, and in the most hectic, bloodiest game I've seen in a very long time. University of Toronto will hoist the crown, take that first place, and will be walking home with the prizing.
Yeah, walking away with their 5 keyboards and a bunch of RP. Congratulations to Toronto. They really showed up in this tournament in all ways, all shapes and forms. It honestly looked like they were playing casually in quite a few of the games, just kind of making action happen across the board.
They were just from minute one, they were just going full speed ahead, no breaks, making plays everywhere. You mentioned before that game that it barely looked like University of Toronto was trying in most of the games. And after that one, I can definitely see it. They're just everywhere, just all over the map, making plays. Didn't matter if it was hugely beneficial for them or not. It was just action from minute one to the end.
Action from minute 1 to the end started off with a very early kill for Dallas, but ended with a very late kill for Toronto behind the Nexus at that. So lots of kills. We're considering an interview right now with one of the University of Toronto players. It will keep you up to date if that's even going to happen. We're asking right now, so we'll have that in a minute.
After that game, University of Toronto going to be walking away with our first place, like I mentioned. Each of them will be walking home with $25 worth of RP with a brand new Cougar Core EX keyboard in their back pockets. Have very big back pockets for that one, but they'll be feeling real nice about that. UT Dallas, props to them for sure for making that second place. They're not going home empty-handed. They got the $10 of RP and the Cougar bunker as well. So they would have liked to be in that first place spot, but definitely have to commend them for the second one, and they won't be feeling too bad as they are going home with something for it.
They will be going home with something. A pretty decent prize on top of that. No mouse friction anymore for them. They'll be able to move their mice with absolute precision and no drag. Still, keyboards over to the winning team. The big setup and lots of wins for Toronto. We are going to be having a quick break, but we will be back in just a minute with an interview from one of Toronto's players. We'll see you then. Hello, everybody. We're back to close out this stream today. University of Toronto walked away with the first place spot, and to celebrate and to give us some insight onto their wins, we have with us a winner's interview with the one and only University of Toronto logo, also known as Ryan the Kid, the 80 carry from the team. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Do you feel good about this victory? Did it take a lot of effort out of you?
Um, I feel good for sure, but I don't think it was I don't think it was way challenging. It was like okay.
I mean, you guys had a super chaotic last game. Did you have any sort of different game plan after your games yesterday? You walk into today and kind of have a chaotic 36 kills in 12-minute game. What was the difference between today and yesterday?
Honestly, we had more prepares like yesterday. Like today, our jungle like Dong and the Fong was late. Our mid laner Deborah was playing Call of Duty, and he wouldn't join the call until like 10 seconds before draft. So
Uh,
like we just went into the draft without any like preparations, I guess. And
uh,
I'm fine. I'm glad it worked out.
I mean, it was a super chaotic game, and I could see that perhaps it wasn't as clean as yesterday, but you guys still came away with the win. Uh, did you guys have any sort of different expectations about how this tournament was going to go? Did you think that other teams might show up? Like Arizona State, did you expect to play against them after how they've shown to be a dominant team in the Western League of Legends scene?
Um, Honestly, we didn't really like look at our opponent because uh, I don't know about like the west side of the brackets, but I don't see any like teams from the east like that's good in this tournament. So we
So
figured that
you're
it wouldn't
just
be.
super confident.
We figured that it wouldn't be too hard, and our support wanted a new keyboard, so
I mean, it's always good to have a nice, fresh new keyboard. Cougar Core X sponsoring this tournament, and I hope you guys will be able to enjoy your keyboards. So, did pull out with the win. Now, that being said, if if yesterday had gone differently, if you guys had a little bit more trouble in the bracket, do you think you guys would have had a little bit more preparation for today, assuming that you made it to the losers finals if you lost a game yesterday and perhaps had to make climb back up? Were you prepared for perhaps having to differentiate your strategy if the tournament was looking a little bit less clear for you guys?
yeah, definitely. Because like we have been we haven't been scrimming like too much, but we have a few secret texts that we are holding that we
Yeah,
might use in the future.
yeah, definitely
And if
don't
we,
reveal here.
yeah, yeah, and if we do get to that point that we have to use it, we would have used it.
I would have loved to see any sort of special play. I liked yesterday how you guys pulled out the Predator Galio, which isn't as common as the Aftershock, but really helps out with Engage. Sometimes those clutch picks can turn out to kind of shape the team around. It was great to see you guys play the aggressive game, while so many of the other teams played a little bit more passive and waited a lot more. Did you guys have a specific game plan that you really like to play throughout the entirety of this tournament?
Mm, there isn't really like a game plan, but we would love to put our jungle on Graves.
He just likes picking the shotgun guy.
Yep.
Well, now, is there anything else that you would like to say about the experience, about the tournament, and about the win that you might not have had a chance to say out previously?
Not really, but it was a pretty fun tournament.
Okay, sounds pretty good. Now, do you have any shout outs to any of your teammates? Do you want to call anybody out on mistakes or anything and just troll them a little bit while you're on stream in front of 20 people?
I think Def Rep should stop playing Warzone.
Well, I mean, that's one. Got anybody else? Do you want to troll your support? That's usually a common thing that I hear.
No,
Oh,
it's fine. I won't ego on him.
okay. Good to hear. Well, I think that's going to be all that we have for the interview. A special thank you to you, Ryan the Kid, for joining us on the desk to close out the game. And once more, congratulations on your win. Okay. Congratulations on your win. And also, thank you to the sponsor, uh, Cougar Gaming. They were able to provide our pricing today to both the top two teams. Thank you so much for the keyboards and also the mouse. The mouse, I always forget what they're called. Bungees, I think they're called. Thank you for the sponsorship as well. Make sure to check out Intercollegiate Game Night on our respective media. It's Uni Game Network, just like the Twitch, all over the place. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, whatever you can. We will be hosting more things like this, and we have panels all the time. Not necessarily all the time, but we have panels for you to watch on the collegiate esports scene as well, just to benefit the collegiate or just in general the esport industry. So on behalf of myself, the rest of the broadcast team, Pineapples, who sadly wasn't able to be here for the finale, as he had another stream to head to, thank you for to everybody who watched, and we will see you guys next time.